Picture two men at the same red light. One pulls up in a leased luxury SUV, crisp white t-shirt, the kind that costs $300 and looks like it costs $9, a watch that could buy a used car. Everything about him says I made it. The other one is in a 9-year-old Honda with a crack in the rear bumper he's never bothered to fix. Fleece jacket, on sale, bought 2 winters ago. Now, I want you to guess which one is the millionaire. You already guessed. And there's a very good chance you guessed wrong, because the thing you used to guess is the exact thing that's quietly keeping people broke. Here's what most people never let themselves see. The performance of wealth and the actual building of wealth are almost never happening in the same person at the same time. One is a costume, the other is a structure, and today, I'm going to show you why the costume is so expensive that it can keep an otherwise smart person poor for 30 years without them ever noticing the bill. Quick note before we go further. This is educational content, not financial advice. I'm going to use real numbers, but treat them as illustrations, not promises about your situation. Let me show you something most people miss. Let's talk about the man in the luxury SUV. Not to judge him, to audit him. Because the costume has a price tag, and almost nobody reads it out loud. Start with the car. As of recent figures, the average new car payment in the USS has been hovering around $700 a month. Verify the current number, it moves. Call it 700. Now, here's the part the costume hides. That 700 isn't just 700. It's 700 that can't go anywhere else. And that's the idea I want to plant in your head for the rest of this video, because we're going to come back to it. Every dollar you spend looking rich is a dollar that can never go to work making you rich. It's not just gone. It's gone, and it took its future with it. Watch what that one car payment actually costs. $700 a month, set aside instead and invested in a broad market index. Historically, the U.S. stock market has averaged somewhere in the range of 7 to 10% a year before inflation, and I want to be honest with you, that's a long-run historical average, not a guarantee, and there are years it goes down. But over a few decades, 700 a month compounding at a historical rate doesn't grow into a slightly bigger number. It grows into a number that would genuinely shock the man in the SUV. Run it yourself with a compound interest calculator. Don't take my word for it. Spot check this figure before recording. So here's the fork in the road, and remember it, because we'll meet two people standing at it later. Same income, same red light. One man drove the payment. The other man invested it. 30 years later, they do not live in the same financial universe. And the strange part is, for most of those 30 years, the second man looked poorer. Nope, not the whole story yet, because you might be thinking, fine, skip the fancy car. It goes deeper than the car. The costume isn't one purchase, it's a posture. Here's the trap, and it's quieter than a car payment, which is exactly why it's more dangerous. When most people earn more, they don't keep more. They simply become more expensive. The raise arrives, and within a month or two it has a job already, a bigger apartment, the upgraded phone, the nicer grocery store, the round of drinks they now pick up without thinking. Economists have a flat little name for this, lifestyle inflation. I want you to hear it differently. It's a treadmill that speeds up every time you do, and the cruel mechanics of the treadmill are this. The more you spend to look successful, the more income you need just to maintain looking successful, which means the more trapped you are in needing that income, which means the less free you actually are, no matter how the driveway looks. So let me flip something you've probably believed your whole life. You've been taught that looking successful is a sign of being successful. I want you to consider the opposite. Very often, the loudest signals of wealth are signals of spent wealth, money that has already left the building, converted into something that mostly just sits there losing value and demanding upkeep. The visible stuff is frequently the receipt, not the bank balance. Think about what real wealth actually is for a second, because the word gets slippery. Wealth is not your stuff. Wealth is not your salary. Wealth is what's left working for you after the spending stops. It's the part of your money that has a job that isn't being looked at. And almost by definition, that part is invisible. You can't see someone's index funds at a red light. You can only see their car, which leads to a genuinely uncomfortable idea, and I want you to sit with it. A lot of the people you quietly envy may be closer to broke than you are. They've just bought a very convincing costume, sometimes on credit, which means they paid extra for the privilege of looking richer than they are. Hold on to that, because there's a number almost nobody calculates, and it's the most important one in this entire video. We'll get there. First, 2 stories. Let me give you the 2 men at the red light again, except now I'll walk you through 30 years instead of 30 seconds. Both started the same year. Same job, roughly the same paycheck. We'll call them the performer and the builder. These are illustrations, not real people, and not a promise about any specific outcome. The performer did what looked right. Every raise upgraded his life. A leased car that got fancier each cycle, a bigger place than he needed, the watch, the clothes, the vacations posted for an audience. From the outside, he was winning. For 30 years, at every reunion, he was the one who'd clearly made it. And here's the thing, I don't want to be glib about. A lot of it was genuinely enjoyable in the moment. This isn't a morality tale about deprivation, but the engine under his life was running in reverse. Because every upgrade reset his baseline, he never actually got ahead of his own lifestyle. He needed every dollar of that growing income just to keep being the person he'd performed into existence. His net worth, the part that's actually his, free and working, stayed thin the whole way. He retired the way a surprising number of high earners do, with an impressive life and a frighteningly small amount of money behind it. The builder looked like he was losing for most of those 30 years. Same red light, the unremarkable car, the paid-off modest house, the fleece. People underestimated him constantly. And here's the quiet twist. He didn't mind, because while nobody was watching, the gap between what he earned and what he spent was going somewhere. Not into a costume, into ownership, into the boring, invisible architecture of assets that pay you whether anyone's impressed or not. And one more honest note. Because I won't sell you a fairy tale, the builder's path isn't automatic, and it isn't risk-free. Investments fall. Plans change. Life interrupts. The point isn't that the builder was guaranteed to win. The point is which direction his money was pointed. Outward, at an audience, or inward, at his own future. Same neighborhood, same income, same red light, opposite lives. The difference was never how much they made. It was a single question each of them answered every single time money showed up. Does this dollar go toward looking rich or toward being free? Now the number I promised you, the one almost no one ever runs. We're very good at calculating what something costs to buy. We're almost completely blind to what it costs to own, because the thing you own quietly bills you for the rest of your life, and it bills you twice. Take the costume car again. The sticker price is the part everyone sees. But then there's the financing, the insurance that scales with the badge, the maintenance, the depreciation, eating the value while it sits in the driveway, and this is the part that hurts. The opportunity cost, the future that money would have built if it hadn't been spent. Everything you buy to look wealthy costs you money twice, once when you buy it, and again forever in the wealth it was never allowed to become. Run that across an entire lifestyle. The car, the lease creep, the upgrades, the audience-driven spending, and the lifetime cost of looking rich isn't a few $1,000s. For a lot of people, it's the single biggest reason they never became rich. The costume didn't just cost them money. It cost them the version of their life where they didn't need the costume. And here's the part that flips this from a lecture into something useful. You don't beat this by white-knuckling cheapness. You beat it by changing what you're optimizing for. The moment you stop spending money to be perceived and start directing it to be free, something strange happens. The pressure comes off. You stop needing the room to be impressed. You start being able to walk through your own life without performing it. That's the actual luxury, not the watch, the not needing the watch. So let me leave you where we started, the 2 men at the red light. For 30 years, you'd have bet on the wrong one. The costume is designed to win that bet. That's its whole function. But the costume and the bank account are rarely the same person, and now you know how to tell them apart. Here's what I want you to actually do with this, and it's smaller than you think. You don't have to sell your car or cancel your life tonight. I just want you to add one quiet question to your spending, the one the builder asked every single time. Is this dollar buying me the look of a life, or the actual thing? Most dollars you'll let go, but some of them, the car payment, the upgrade you didn't need, the round of applause you were trying to buy, some of them you'll redirect. And those are the ones that go to work quietly, the way real wealth always does, while nobody's watching, because one day, years from now, you're going to be standing somewhere completely ordinary, a hardware store, a grocery line, a red light, and you're going to realize the math finally tipped. Nobody around you will know. The room won't rearrange itself. There won't be applause. There will just be you, quietly free, in a fleece that was on sale, and you'll understand the thing the man in the $300 t-shirt may never get to. Looking rich and being rich were never the same direction. One was a costume. You built the other. I'll see you in the next one.